Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Coffee beans, TGIF. We've got a lot to go over today, so sit tight and we'll get the show started shortly. Good morning and welcome to the Bullhorn Betty True Crime Show, folks. I hope you're having a wonderful day this Friday. All right, we can throw me in jail. All right, guys, it is nice to see you beautiful people this beautiful Friday. We've got a lot to go over. We got 3 major cases that we are going to be diving into this morning. The first case is going to be Ashlee Buzzard because some of the stuff has been released, including she recorded it. What did I tell you? Sniveling, snotty, snot-nosed brat Tyler Brewer sure stepped in the poo-poo. He went all over that stand. Not a good day. Not a good day for Mr. Tyler Brewer. He became a what? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Liar. 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 Liar.
Oh, did he ever? Did he ever? Holy smokies. He bombed. He went boom, 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 straight to you know what? H-E double hockey sticks. He did. I told you he was a... Try telling you. And then after that case, we are going to go over to Sebastian Rogers. We're going to take a little insight into, some problem-solving techniques. I think it might help in this case. Sebastian Rogers kind of went without any type of, nobody's been held accountable. Child still missing. Nobody's seen hide nor hair of this child since February 25th, 2024. Unless, of course, you were Chris or Katie. Then you might have saw him the 26th, probably around 3 a.m. as you're taking him to a car on Stafford Court by Kellen Lane. That's probably about the only time anybody else saw the poor child. Just saying. Just speaking the obvious, okay? Just saying. And then finally, we're going to get caught up just ever so gingerly on the Carnival Cruise teen, okay? Anna Kepner is deceased. Some articles are referring to her as 18. Some are referring to her as 17. It sounds like it's a family dispute, but I think it goes a little further than that because I'm hearing rumors. We heard that she was under a bed. We heard she was wrapped in either a blanket or a sheet. I said, a little frisky. I'm hearing that now it might be a stepbrother, and I'm hearing she was nude in the sheet. So I'm thinking S.A.R. Sounds like stepbrother was a menace. So sounds like he's in a mental hospital right now. So we're going to dive all into that this morning on the Bullhorn Betty True Crime Show. So stick around. We're going to get into it. But until then, I got to say hi to a few of you. We are doing cards today. If you guys don't know anything about cards, we've got cards. These are inspiration. This is supposed to be fun. We're going to start out with how badass are you? And this is the affirmations of a badass, okay? We like to inspire people. When we start feeling a little gunky around here, we start bringing out the cards, okay? So today is a card day. So if you want to participate and you want to see how badass you are, well, it's going to cost you $5. You get 5 cards. I read the cards to you. We all have a great time, and it's a fun thing, okay? And you're just going to like it, okay? And if you don't like it, well, you're just going to like it, okay? All right, Cupcake, now that we know. Listen, Lyra, you know you're not part of the show this week, right? You come in a little later. You're coming in a little too soon for your part, okay? All right, go. You had your milky milk. Have a great day. Have a great day, Chica. We know Melanie's going to be the first one I already saw. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it shuffled now. We already got 5 coming out. We got 5 on it. Who sang that song? Got 5 on it. Remember that back in our day? It's got to be the 90s, early 2000s, man. That's when we had good stuff, Too Short and Okay. All right. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see. Oh, Shining Star, it's nice to see you. I'll get down to you. So, Eeyore, it's nice to see you. Good morning, Melanie. It's nice to see you. Grave Crime with Grace is up a little early this morning. Huh? What's going on over there? I'm just saying. She's getting dressed. It's a Friday. I thought we all slept in on Fridays. I tried to sleep in. I did. My body just said, nope. We wanted to make sure you were up at 2 o'clock in the morning. We wanted to make sure that you're really nice and tired. My body just said, not today. We're gonna put you through it today, Miss Betty. I'm like, okay, oh shit. Let's get going. All right, me and you, good morning, love bug. Here it is. We got Melanie saying TGIF, everyone. I hope everyone has a good day. Much love to you, BHB. Big shout out to the mods for doing a great job on BHB channel. Thank you, Melanie. We love the support. Let's see how badass you are. You're one of our badasses. You're just one of our badasses. So let's just see. Let's get you 5 cards. We're going to say we're going to have some good, positive juju vibes up in here. See what we got for you. We got 1. Oops, I'm flipping those things all over. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see if we got some good ones. We're going to put Betty's spell on it. Betty's spell. We're going to be good cards. These are going to be inspiring cards. I just know it. You have a kick-ass life. Of course you do. You're here with Bullhorn Betty. You are an amazingly strong, competent, take no BS, speak your mind, forward, blessed, bad ass. Woo! That was a mouthful. That surely was a mouthful, Miss Melanie. Ooh. Today be the badass girl you were too lazy to be yesterday. Hallelujah. Sounds like you're going to be kicking some butt today. You're going to be kicking butt and taking names, Melanie. You're going to be kicking butt and taking names. Stop making excuses and just start the blessed thing already. Woohoo! It's okay. Mistakes are just proof that you're trying. Don't give up. Love that stuff. Because you know what? We are what? What are we? We're badasses, baby. All right. Melanie the first. Love it. Oops. I truly did just accidentally hit that one. I didn't mean to scare y'all. I didn't mean to scare y'all with my mystery button. I hit the mystery button. It's a little different than the mystery machine because it makes a little bit more noise. But anyways, Lisa B. always, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. Good morning. Why isn't this thing going up? Okay, let's keep going. Why are you not going? It's not. There we go. Okay. Had to find my scroll button. Let them be 66. It's nice to see you, love. Good morning, Vicky, Jekyll and Hyde. It's nice to see you. Our beautiful Sonia is up in the house. Cheyenne, Mama, good morning. West Virginia, holla girl, holla back, y'all. Hey, Phil, Candace, we're definitely going to say some prayers on you. Sounds like you're here, so congratulations. So my neighbor across the street had to have something put in on her brain, and she was home. She had surgery. She was there for a night, and she came home. She was all healed up and back to work by Tuesday. Nice to see ya. Good morning. YouTuber up in the house, hanging out. Jules, it's nice to see you. GG for life. Good morning, love bug. Morning. Nightbots, dutifully monitoring the chat for us, giving our beautiful moderators a little breathing room. Good morning. Good morning. Who else do we have? Candace, good morning. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way in or on your way out this morning. Michelle, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Carmela, Denise, good morning. Michelle, Dreaming Blue Skies and Sandy Beaches is up in the house. Laura, good morning. It's nice to see you as well. Phil from across the pond, if I didn't catch you, good morning, my love. Maybe afternoon. Nani, it's nice to see you. Detective Whiskers, big hugs and love. We got Barbosa, Donna, good morning. Good morning, kids. It's nice to see you all. Good morning, kids. It's nice to see you all. Who else do we got? Let me get over here. I think we got another, because I'm a love machine. Card draw. Give me a second. Let me get my card draw up here. Who else got a card draw? Ooh. We got a couple of them. Ooh, it didn't tell me all that. I must have skipped over a few of you. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Good morning, because clearly I missed Shining Star. Shining Star, how badass are you? Let's find out. We're going to give you a big shuffle. You need some inspiration. You need something getting you going. You need something to pump your blood this morning. I just feel it. I feel it. Let's get you 5 cards. Let's find out how badass you are. Is that 4 or 5? That's 5. 5 cards. All right. Contrary to popular belief, you know exactly what you're doing. I believe it, Shining Star. I believe you know what you're doing. You are a blessed, amazing, rock that, hoo-hoo, poo-hoo kind of person. I'm trying not to cuss, okay? It says you're a fucking amazing person and you rock that shit. That's what the card says. So I'm just going to tell it like it is. All right. Woohoo! I kind of like it the way I said it the second time. I thought it would be, I like the card the way it was, but I didn't want to offend anybody, but I just dove in. I dove in on that one. You will get there. You're going to do great today. Woohoo! You are brave. You are fierce. And you can do hard, blessed things. Believe in yourself, baby. Believe in yourself. Scream, yell, freak the F out, and then go do something that matters. Ooh! Woohoo! Love that stuff. All right, that's how badass you are, Shining Star. I love it. Miss Sheila, good morning, love. How badass are you today? How badass are you? Let's find out. I feel something inspirational coming. You got some positivity coming your way. I feel it. I think I got 5 cards. Let me make sure I caught the 5. Woohoo! All right, Sheila, pay attention. Your unique spirit brings a crap ton of light to the world. Shine the light, baby. That's our Sheila. Happiness is a choice. Ooh, I like this one. And today you choose to be blessed, over the top, happy. You're going to be a happy. Oh, happy days. Oh! All right. Nice. I love that. You will let go of that stuff that doesn't serve you worth a crap. Let it go, baby. Something's weighing you down. Let it go. Whoever's trying to bring you down, they're already below you. Ooh, I love that. Whoever's trying to bring you down is already below you. I love that one. That's a good one. You are your favorite cheerleader. I love it. Root for yourself, baby. Root for yourself and reach for the stars. No pun intended, Shining Star. No pun intended. All right, who else do we got? Nani said, here's a toast to the coffee club, TGIF. Thank you so much. Carmela, we're going to throw you a card. Let's throw you a card, Carmela. I feel you need something good coming to you. What's your card going to say? It says, inhale, exhale, and let's go. Hold on, where's my beat button? That F, S, go. blessed crap go. Let that blessed crap go. If you know anything about blessed, that's the F-bomb. That's the F-bomb. Let them 66 says, I want to see how badass I am. I need some inspiration. She's raising her hand really big. I need some inspiration. Miss Betty, give me some inspiration. All right. Let them 66. We're gonna inspire you today. We're gonna inspire you today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Let's see what's the luck of the draw for you. Ooh. You're doing a damn great job. Ooh. That's what it says. First one. Some women fear the fire. Some women simply become it. Oh, I love it. Let them 66. You're on fire today. I use obstacles to motivate me. Learn and grow. Wow, you got some good stuff. I think the universe is telling you to do something that you haven't done, that you've been wanting to do. You will not be an asshole to yourself. I love these cards. Quit being an asshole to yourself. Let them quit it. Knock it off now. You didn't wake up today to be effing average. So go be blessed amazing. Woohoo! All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for letting me have a little fun with ya. Thank you for letting me have a little fun with ya. I love that stuff. That was good. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, guys. Let's get into the show, shall we? It's nice to see ya. I'm Bullhorn Betty. If you didn't know that already. If you didn't know what she looked like. The monster under your bed. All right. What a week. Had to replace my laptop and the cell phone. One of those weeks. One of those weeks. I cuss a lot. That's all I can say. Thank God I don't throw things anymore. I remember in my 20s, I threw things. I cried. You know, you'd have a little, temper tantrum, and then you'd realize you broke something you liked, and you're like, oh, no, why? Why did I have to do that? Hey, plant lady, it's nice to see ya. So I stopped doing that. I didn't like crying. I didn't like crying over my broken things, and I didn't like picking them up either. I hated cleaning that crap up. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. All right, guys. So, we've been covering the case. We're going to start off with Ashlee and Melodee Buzzard. Okay, this is the case that's just been crazy. Okay, it's a glorified custody battle that turned into a federal investigation. I'm over it, and it's like but at this point, it's like I'm going down this line because mainstream media and law enforcement just doesn't want to be honest, right? They just keep beating this freaking dead horse, right? And I'm just over it. It's like, this case is a dud. It's been a dud. They violated this woman's rights. This dude lied, under oath. I truly believe that at the beginning, I used my common sense. Nobody that doesn't have a violent history is just going to go grab box cutters and go chase some dude and lock him in a house, okay? It doesn't work for me, okay? I'm sorry, it just doesn't. So, listen to this, and I'm like, this doesn't make any, what does it say? I sent you Venmo cards. Oh, thank you. Let me look. Sorry, I didn't see it. Yeah, sometimes I don't. I try to check those things because all my bells are turned off. And so when I do see it, I try to star it or heart it or, oh, thank you. Oh, that's sweet. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you too, honey. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I'm glad you told me because it might have been a couple days before I realized it was there. So thank you. What does it say? Cards, please. I don't know what that means. Oh, you want a card too? Oh, you got cards. Oh, duh. And I still didn't catch it. Oh, good gracious, Lisa, you're gonna have to smack me upside the head. Cards, please. I'm still clueless. What cards are you want your inspiration? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Lisa. You know what? sometimes you just got to smack me. You know, sometimes I'm here and sometimes I'm not. I'm just, one day I'm here, you know, I'm perfectly fine and I get everything. And then another day I'll be here, I'm reading this thing and I realize you want some. You need another cup. I probably don't. Probably really don't. Okay, we're gonna do. Well, you know what? Since you got 10 on it, since you got 10 on it, we'll do 10 cards for you. We'll do. I think you need some inspiration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got today. She getting extra inspired. She's getting. I'm glad you caught my attention before we got into it, because I guarantee if we could have got into it, you would have been cardless today. Then you would have wrote me, and I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, good gracious. Good gracious. This is too damn early. Oh, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got, Lisa. We got it. Ooh! What? I love these. And this one's perfect for you, too. What others thinks. Do what makes you happy, right? Do what makes you happy. I love that. Don't ever stray away from yourself. Get closer to someone else. Ooh, great advice. Find a way, not an excuse. Ooh, I love these. So if you got something going on, if you got that project, Lisa, today's the day. You know, not tomorrow. You've been procrastinating. I feel it. And you're like, Betty, I haven't been procrastinating. You've been procrastinating about something. The cards are telling on you. Karma and the universe telling on you. You're getting better and better every blessed day. Ooh. You need to hear that. Ooh, I like that. You will stop breaking yourself into pieces to serve others. It's telling you. You will stop breaking yourself into pieces to serve others, Lisa. Stop it. You're going to stay whole, and you're going to let them blessed choke. The universe is speaking. The universe is speaking. He did lie, I spy. He did lie. I told you. I gotta be honest with you. Oh, we'll have to get there. Oh, we got a few more cards. 16 more quilt blocks to finish my... Oh, that's so sweet, Lisa. They'll get it done. The universe is speaking. Get those 16 squares. Start where you are. Use what you have and do what you can. I'm telling you, it's that blanket. I bet you it's that blanket. I bet you it is. You must have been dragging your butt on that blanket. The universe is saying, no. Get that done. There's a crap ton of happiness ahead of you. It's in black and white. It says it right here. You get that blanket done, you got a crap ton of happiness ahead of you. It's the blanket. I feel it. I know it's the blanket. It's got to be the blanket. Don't stress. Dear stress. It's definitely the blanket, because can you see that? There you go. There's your next one. Do you see it, Lisa? Read the screen. Lisa. There's your next one. I'm telling you, it's the blanket. Universe is saying, get the damn thing done. Working my ass off to finish the quilt, I know. Because it's got a message for your stress. Look at the screen. I thought you'd get a little more out of it with the card. I see it. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. I wanted to make sure you read it for yourself. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. Do you hear that, hate channel? Mm-hmm. Do you hear that? Mm-hmm. All those nasty people that were being mean to you, Miss Lisa? All those nasty people that were being mean to you? Oh, yeah. And don't try to fit in, because you were born to stand out. Ow! Lisa B. always is a love machine. Ow! And it said that, too. See? Don't try to fit in. You were born to stand out. 38 quilt blocks done out of 54. Hallelujah. There you go. Get that thing done. Tell the stress to go F itself. Tell the stress to go F itself. I love that. I know Banfield dropped it. I know. We're going to show Banfield. I'm going to have to choke I Spy. You know, I don't like it. You know what? I'm sure I'd like her personally. Like, you know. I just don't like her. She pissed me. This started back at Gabby Petito, right? I'm sure Ashlee Banfield's like, what the fuck did I do to Betty? Back to Gabby? I didn't even know that day. Right? She don't give a shit. Let's be honest. Does Ashlee Banfield give a crap that Bullhorn Betty doesn't like her? I doubt it. I doubt it highly. Okay? I doubt it highly. I doubt she cares, right? But you know what? At the end of the day, I care, damn it. I care. I don't like her. She had an opportunity to do the right thing and she refused to. And now, everything I've been saying, she's got all the clicks and the views, and I was the one being honest. I don't like it, Ashlee. I'm just saying. It was wrong. Just wrong. But that's okay. There are at least 136 smart people first thing in the morning. I'm just saying. Okay? You guys know what side your bread is buttered on. That's all I'm saying. I spoil y'all, okay? I spoil y'all. Because you guys can come here, type in Bullhorn Betty, even the haters, which the ones that don't even like Bullhorn Betty, you can come here every single day and type in Bullhorn Betty and get the truth. You don't even have to go watch the news. OMG. Because we are so awesome. And with a little side of, you know, sarcasm and arrogance. Okay, we got some sarcasm and arrogance on the show. A little, you know, a little something too, right? Thank God it's not completely overpowering. You know, I could say like I told you so. Like I did to Mr. and Mrs. E. They write me on X, you know, with the whole thing with Ashlee Buzzard and said, you know, at American Law. So what do you think about this news? And I write there and I'm like, I told you so, laughy, laughy, laughy. And then I'm like, on a serious note, I'm really happy with the outcome of this court hearing. I'm really happy with the outcome of this court hearing. I'm gonna stop. Okay, you guys know I have not liked this sniveling snot pencil neck guy known as Tyler Brewer, okay? I think he needs to have the crap suit out of him. I didn't need to be at court to know he lied, okay? If you guys were on my channel when you heard me say I don't believe his story, raise your hand. Raise it up high, folks. Raise it all the way up to the sky. You haters back there in the back, don't let your arm break. Come on, you haters. Right, raise that hand. Wait. Ow. Raise it way up. Way up. Okay, you guys remember me saying, what was the reason, what was my justification for that? Do you guys remember? Sorry, my nose is stiff. It's morning time. I got allergies. It's Florida. It sucks. All right, so since we see all the people breaking their arms, I say, Betty, I heard you. I use this thing called common sense, okay? So my brain kind of went like this. It's got these little gears that go ding, 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 and sometimes they work a little slow, okay? I am getting older. We're talking about, you know, me getting senile. Yeah, I feel like it's knocking. It's like knocking on the door. Do we have a knock? Do we have a knock? No, we got the cell door shut, okay? It's coming for me. It's coming for you too, honey. So calm down back there, okay? It's coming for you too. We're waiting. We're waiting on you, Cupcake. Okay. Well, now that you guys are done breaking your arms, we did find out that truly, in fact, it sounds like he was lying. What happened? Well, the reason why I came to this conclusion is this woman is 40 years old, okay? She has no criminal history, okay? I'm involved with a lot of, we do have an insane asylum here, okay? We got some crazy mother, well, let's start off with this. We got some crazy mother, okay? All right, we got an insane asylum. Half of you mother are in straitjackets on this channel, okay? I'm just saying. We hear you. I'm gonna stop pushing buttons, okay? I'm gonna stop pushing buttons tomorrow. I'm gonna start pushing buttons tomorrow. I'm gonna stop. I promise. That really sounded gross. Okay. All right. We're done pushing buttons. All right. So anyways, let's get back to the case at hand. I'm going to have fun with this because I got chewed out. I got my ass handed to me because people didn't want to listen. They didn't want to listen. They're like, oh, Betty, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, Betty. You're wrong. Okay? And, sometimes Betty is wrong, right? I'm called a lot of things, okay? I'm called a lot of things. But I've never in my life, yeah, I have. I was going to say, I've never been in my life been called a liar when I'm trying to bring the truth. Hey, Pat! We gonna get you, let's get you a card. I got you a card right here. You know what yours says? Yours says, if love turns lonely, let it go. I don't know why it's saying that for you, but that's what it says. If love turns lonely, let it go. You need to find some love. Because you're a love machine. Ow! But at the end of the day, I always try to bring in as much truth serum as I can possibly bring in. I like being factual if possible. Sometimes we have to make lucky guesses at things, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, folks. There's nothing wrong with that. But this wasn't a lucky guess. This was, common sense. A woman that's 40 years old, that's never committed a crime in their life in 40 blessed years of all the crap that they're trying to convince us this woman has done. They're trying to convince us this woman's batshit crazy, by the way. I honestly think this clarifies this batshit crazy. Did anybody, we're about to get into it, okay? I almost want to put a poll. I might put a poll. Let's just put a poll. Let's do a poll right now. I'm doing a poll right now. Right now. Is Ashlee Buzzard bat shit crazy? Question. Yes or no? All right. Let's poll it. All right. We got a poll. The poll is officially open. We got 152 people. Folks, do me a favor. 152. Even if you don't like the bets, okay? Do me a favor. You're here. You're watching. You're participating. Hit that thumb up, okay? Hit that thumbs up. Or take the thumb and shove it up. I'm just joking. Kind of, sort of. Just saying. But hit the poll. Hit the poll. Do you think she's crazy or is she not? Because I keep saying, listen, we've watched batshit crazy people. I mean, let's talk about what was that one? The Cash Gernon case. That guy was in a mental hospital for years before he was competent to stand trial for the homicide of that little boy. Okay? Years. He was crazy, folks. He has a history of crazy. Okay? He had a long history. This wasn't new. Okay? This wasn't new. But somehow this woman only has one very specific event in 2021, and that is the basis for her crazy. It's been pissing me off when people like this woman right here. No, I'm just joking, Ashlee. I wouldn't choke you out. I'd just slap you. No, I'm just joking. I'm a nonviolent person. I just speak in hyperbole. You know, I live vicariously through my 20s, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't be mean to Bets. 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 Okay. No, but in reality, she's kind of been, I haven't been really too happy with Ashlee Banfield for a variety of reasons. She's completely botched this case. This case has never indicated that this child is deceased. This case has never indicated even the remote possibility that this child is being sold or affixed with a trap. You know, you guys get what I'm trying to say. There was none of that, you know. And if you look at the history of this Ashlee and her makeup and everything like that, you'll understand that this is something she's done before. Nobody got injured. So to make the leap of injury or selling or, you know, all these different things just doesn't bode with common sense, logic, or reality, right? And so it's been very upsetting. And the fact that nobody has stopped to question it, everybody's just rolling through this woman's batshit crazy. Thank goodness for a Betty, right? Can you imagine being yourself in Ashlee's shoes and everybody truly believing you're batshit crazy and nobody's believing otherwise? She's been all over the internet, all over social media. Ashlee has been deemed this psychotic mess. And I keep saying her actions are very smart actions. You're not getting this from a demented, batshit crazy woman. And I kept telling you guys, I don't believe she's batshit crazy. I don't believe she's batshit crazy. I don't believe she's batshit crazy. And I'm standing on the hill alone. Well, guess what? Wouldn't you know? And I just want to say this because you guys need to step up to the show. We work hard. We have a great batting average on here. Even weird cases like a child being hidden from the state. Who the hell would have known we had stumbled across a case like this that's going viral? Okay? I didn't expect it to happen, but here we are. I understand the details are a little strange. I get it. I was shocked myself when I had to come to you guys, tell you guys what was going on, okay? At the end of the day, it was a crazy theory that turned out to be true, okay? This is a glorified custody case that turned into a federal investigation, and this woman was railroaded. Everything that I've been telling you guys. And I keep telling you guys that you guys might really not want to take this whole thing that she's batshit crazy. Now let's listen, because I think this really does show this woman is a smart woman, and she's not batshit crazy. And she's talking to this man like he is, okay? Which again goes to support my very much common sense theory that Tyler Brewer perjured himself. And lo and behold, once again, I know it's a jagged pill that these hate channels and even Ashlee Banfield and all of these mainstream medias are just going to have to choke on. Because I know these people really don't like my kind of journalism. But guess what? Bullhorn Betty was right again. Bullhorn Betty was right again. Bullhorn Betty was right again. So when you just want the truth, whether you like the bets or not, we all know why you guys come over here to watch the bets. Okay, don't we? That's what I thought.
Worker made the awful discovery the following morning. Joining me now with much more on all of this is Josh Boswell. He's a senior reporter for the Daily Mail.
Wrong one. Sorry, wrong one. Wrong one. That's our last show. This is the first one. Sorry.
Had claimed to the police. So I'm going to play this all for you. It's a little, convoluted, a little confusing.
I'm not letting you guys go through her because there's no need, okay? I'm taking the place of Ashlee Banfield. I'm filling you guys in with, I don't want to listen to her bullshit. I've listened to it long enough. I just want the truth. Just roll the beautiful bean footage, babe. Just roll the beautiful bean footage.
I think you should be able to get the gist of it. Listen for yourself.
And I can't trust you when you're lying. You're flat out lying. You're a really good liar.
So, listen to how upset she is. What did I tell you? I told you this guy had no business being at her house. And you guys can fact check this. I don't remove my stuff. The only time anything is changed from when I record it is if I get some kind of notification from YouTube that something I can't have, and I've got to, they give you an option to trim it out. Those are the only time anything is altered from my video from the original format when we live stream, okay? So you can go back through all of my footage, but I guess you guys already know because I've been the only one that's been sitting on this particular hill all by myself screaming from the rooftops with my bullhorn that this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And we're finding out that this man had no business being there, which is what I said. He went over to a house with a single woman, walked in her house alone with a female, and then he walks out and goes and throws her in jail. And I said there was something all types of fishy with that. And now we have this recording, and guess what? She was talking to him about him losing his license or her throwing him in jail. Funny how that worked, huh? Funny how that worked. And all of a sudden, here we go. We see that Ashlee is a smart cookie, not batshit crazy. Mm-hmm. And she's very, very, she knows what's going on. So let's listen. Let's listen to how batshit crazy this woman is. I'm sorry. I'm very, very thankful. She should be thankful for a Betty. She should be thankful for a Betty because the work we did probably helped her in this particular matter. She is being railroaded, and we are the only channel that is screaming that from the rooftops. We are the only channel that is telling people that, hey, you know what? Santa Barbara, you guys can be sued. You can be held liable for all of this. All of this. All of this pain and stuff you have done to this woman, you can be held liable to the tunes of hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars for what you did to this woman. Okay? Those are readily, nobody else was talking about that, but I can tell you, I know what tune to speak to politicians. Okay? Why? Because I'm basically a politician myself. I've just never ran for office. Okay? I'm a legislator. I like to go in. I like to make sure people know I'm here. If you notice, that's kind of my MO. I kick up and hang out for a while. Okay? And when I see something going on, I could have turned my back to this case. We didn't have a real missing child here. I could have ran a story, realized it was it, said, screw this case. It's not really a missing child case, and moved on. You know, but I chose not to because this woman needed help. And we're going to continue to do the work that we do. I do not agree with her actions. I don't have to agree with her actions, but I'm damn sure not going to let a single mom be railroaded by the system either. Okay? We have morals on this channel.
Tyler. Tyler.
I'm definitely not
Tyler,
trying to
be quiet and listen, please. Look at me. Like, I'm an intelligent woman. I'm 40 years old.
I'm an intelligent woman. I'm 40 years old. That sounds like a batshit crazy woman to me. I gots to be honest with you. The craziest woman I've ever heard. You know who would think this woman's a batshit crazy woman? A liberal, right? Sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. This woman's a smart woman. Okay? Who said this woman was batshit crazy? Oh, that's right, the Meza family. That's right. The Meza family. The ones that threw her in a mental hospital and tried to steal her freaking kid. That's right. Forgot about that. Mm-hmm.
You deal with legal stuff. Like, who are you kidding? Tyler.
I can only give you my perspective.
Listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
I understand.
You need a reality check.
Oh, this sounds so hostile. So hostile. Wow. Woman sounds like she's ready to just slice and dice. Bag and tag, baby. Bag and tag. Where's her daughter? Sorry, me and you, I don't know. I truly believe she's in Utah. But what I don't believe is that this child is deceased or this child was sold. I think at the end of the day, everything I've seen, this child's being hidden. And people would say, why is this child being hidden? I don't know why this child is being hidden. I have to be honest with you. Again, I don't agree with the action she's taken. I don't have to agree with the actions. Was her actions illegal? And so far under California law, which, again, California law is like third world country law, okay? They just don't criminalize anything. People can basically get away with murder in California. It's not something that I, personally agree with, but, they still have to act within the laws, the confines of the laws that they have in their state. And I just can't figure out how in the hell law enforcement's up this woman's crawl this deep. I just can't. Their laws just don't allow for it. Not this. And I'm still scratching my head figuring out what's going on here. I'd like to know where this child is, but it's been 40 days. If they really had rights to know, they should simply be able to go to a court and get a court order for this woman to speak. Again, I don't believe this child's deceased. I believe this child's probably in Utah or probably with a friend that she trusted to take care of her child, that she knew would not, run straight to the law enforcement when things started getting a little, hot like they are right now. I mean, it's taken a lot for this woman to remain silent. You don't understand. She's gone through, I can see the pain in her eyes when she was, stripped of her dignity over this felony charge. And we saw her when she was released from jail and, she didn't have her wig on and stuff like that. And people made fun of, like, this mother. I just can't. I can't. I'm absolutely hurt and upset with mainstream media over this case. I will tell you, because they're the big shots. They have better resources than me, and I didn't have to dig very deep to learn about this case and to have a good understanding of what truly was going on. And it just upsets me that they have better quality reports, better investigators. Just a lot better resources than we have here on this channel. So for them to run this narrative, they had to go out of their way to ignore real evidence, real information to run this narrative. And that's what I didn't like, because I knew this woman was being railroaded. And when you're being railroaded, the only help you have is the media. You especially if you don't have money. You expect the media to research, not to take their word for it. That's what you want from media. We're provided, freedom of press. We're not supposed to be told what to do or what to say. We're supposed to be able to run the stories as we see fit and use whatever language, First Amendment privileges here. And it's just this woman is a single mom. We don't have to agree with what she did. It's whether she did anything illegal or whether she harmed her child, and nothing is indicating those to be true. As a matter of fact, everything indicated those not being true. So for any news organization to intentionally run as if those things are true is intentionally running a poor story. And I didn't understand why. So the only thing I can assume is that law enforcement wants them to do this, and they're acting to help law enforcement violate this woman's rights. It's something that the Bullhorn Betty channel will never do, okay? We're never going to help law enforcement violate somebody's rights. I don't mind if law enforcement called and said, hey, Betty, we need this story to be presented this way because we're trying to track this person down. I would play ball. But one thing I will not do is intentionally lie to my audience or cover up so somebody's rights could be railroaded. I'll do anything in good conscience and with clean hands. But when you start doing dirty, I want no part of it. This was all kinds of dirty. What they did to this woman was dirty.
If this is on media news, like news talk shows, they're going to be seeing you, they're going to be interested in you. You have to understand that I'm aware, whether you want to admit it or not, you want the attention.
Boom. Like, this woman understands that she's got a national case right here. She doesn't want to answer these questions. And she understands that this guy is trying to infiltrate this case for attention. Isn't that everything I said? Because you know what? That's the only thing that made sense. Okay? That's the only thing that made sense. Why would somebody do this? Because they wanted to be the hero, and he became the zero. He got himself into quite the pickle, too, because now this is all recorded. Thank God. Thank God she was smart enough to record herself. This is not her first rodeo. Okay, this is not a batshit crazy woman. This sounds like a woman that's very smart and knows exactly what she is doing. Which, again, comes back to exactly what I've been saying this entire time. Don't just assume this woman's batshit crazy.
I don't want the attention.
There is absolutely no way in hell that you are not bipolar or have an extreme issue if you don't realize what you're doing is false.
And she's even identifying possibly mental illness for him. So again, I don't see a mentally ill woman here. I see a woman that's been railroaded and that has had a lot of people do a lot of dirty crap to her. And she doesn't trust a damn person. And it explains why she would put her child in a costume and take her across state lines.
False advertisement.
False
And there are
advertisement.
real legal ramifications. I don't know how you honestly are not worried about being put in jail.
Whoa!
I will have to leave at this moment.
So she's threatening him to put him in jail. And then lo and behold, she gets felony charges. Pretty ironic. Man, I'm telling you, I don't have a crystal ball, okay? I don't have a crystal ball, folks. Okay? This is what the leads tell us. I listened to what was going on in the case. I followed the leads. I'm not a smart cookie either. I just know how to follow leads. I know how to put cases together. This is not my first rodeo. It's what I excel at. I understood this case weeks ago. Weeks ago.
Since you're leaving in an uncomfortable way, I want the keys to my house
Yeah, they're right there.
and the storage.
Right there.
He had the keys to her house and her storage. She seems very, very calm, not violent, not showing any issues with mental illness. These are all things that he repeatedly stated and said. He should be sued. If he's got license with his state, he perjured himself. He's an officer of the court. He should lose his notary stamp. He should lose his ability to notarize things. He should have complaints out the ass. And she's right. She should force him to go to jail. She is a very smart person. She knows what she's doing. Okay? I never saw a batshit crazy woman. Folks. I saw a woman that may have some problems. And I even stated PTSD specifically for what the Meza and Dinez family put her through. But I cautioned you guys of assuming that this woman's batshit crazy just because people are saying so. And listen to how smart she sounds. She doesn't sound stupid, and she's far from batshit crazy.
Nobody else has keys, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. No one else has keys.
Tyler, genuinely, if you've been here, genuinely to help, I appreciate it. The lies are a lot. And
sounds really nice, lady.
Especially if you are genuine and trying to help in your own way, you should be very concerned if they recognize you, because anyone else, like running for district, it doesn't add up. I'm not threatening you, but I'm saying, like, I'm not threatening you at all. I'm trying to help as a friend because I feel like it has to be bipolar or something. But I don't think you're grasping the level of online things that don't make sense.
No, I'm
Wow. Wow. Lady sounds calm. She sounds friendly, non-violent, not crazy, making conscious decisions, statements, and observations. She seems like a pretty smart cookie, if you ask me. All I gotta say is, wow. I'm glad I listened. I'm glad I followed the leads where they took me. I'm glad I didn't jump on some stupid bandwagon. I'm glad that that's not what our show is about. I'm so glad about that.
I understand where you're coming from, that at this moment I would like to leave. And I'm more than receptive if you want to call or text me.
How do I send you the money of the receipts?
I'm
for
not concerned about any of that. But I'm still very receptive.
Oh my gosh. I thought she threatened his life. Why would he want her to call and continue to text or, you know, pay for certain copies for fees and documents that she needs done?
Should you want to call me or text me? But I've done nothing intentionally to be deceitful.
Oh, sounds like he's so scared for his life. I can't quite make it. We're going to have to... I may have to pull this and enhance the audio to see what we're working with. Children belong to God. Nice to see you, Oma. It's nice to see you. Good morning, B. Betty fan. Good morning, good morning. Great revelation. Great revelation. Sounds like doors are opening.
I know that's a lot to process.
What do you mean? It's a lot to process. Ashlee, you've been the one that's been projecting this bullshit to the world. What a dumbass. Ashlee Banfield, Bullhorn Betty, I call you a dumbass. You are a dumbass. Just a dumbass. I don't know any other better word for you right now than just dumb ass.
And I know a lot of that doesn't make sense, but I will say this. There was something I heard in there several times. That guy said, I would like to leave now. He also...
Did we hear that? I don't think it was like that at all. Jesus, Ashlee. Oh my God. Well, he did say this. Why, to cover your ass because you're an idiot? Ashlee Banfield? Now that we know why HLN fired your sorry ass. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear him say I want to leave. Don't worry, boo-boo. We'll transcribe. Thank you, YouTube, for our transcriptions. We'll find out what he said. We'll find out. We'll find out. Dumbass.
Mentioned that she had produced a box cutter. That's the stuff you can't hear. So she's holding a box cutter, and he is repeatedly saying, I would like to leave.
Oh, God, cut it out. Ashlee. I can't with this woman. I'm about to start cussing, folks. Okay, I can't with this damn woman. Well, you can't hear about the box cutter. Look, nobody believes this asshole's story, you dum-dum, except you. Okay? You've lied about this case, Miss Banfield. You've lied. You've lied. You've lied. You got caught. For sake.
Eve. It's interesting that the judge decided to throw out the case.
It's interesting. I can't believe she can say this with a straight face. You know, it's the box cutters. You can't see him. He sounded so... He didn't even sound fearful. Okay? Ashlee, how the fuck would you sound if you had box cutters brandished? Do you think he'll be like, oh, yeah, you know, well, here's the keys. Yeah, just give me a call if you want any more help. And you want me to text you? You know, you can text me anytime. You know, whatever. Here's your keys. Here's your keys to the apartment. Here's your keys to... Yeah, he sounds so freaking threatened. What am I missing here? Sonya wants to get paid. We got the F-bombs going. Got the F-bombs going. She said, oh, not today, Satan. Not today. And Ashlee still straight face and everything. He can't. It's very interesting that they canceled this. Because there was no fear in the man's voice. What the hell is this lady listening to? Did she listen to the same damn... We just got a new computer or a new camera in the office. If you guys are new to the Bullhorn Betty channel, this is a green screen and I bought a new camera, okay? The camera cost me a pretty penny to get in it's got its own stand. It's not even hooked to it's hooked to my computer, but it's like standing, it's like, it's not even attached. It's got its own stand and everything, right? It's got its own stand and everything. And I'm ready to break the damn camera. I want to throw something at it. Like I'm ready to scream, damn it. I know. My box cutter coming at me. I'm gonna be, what are you doing? Put that down! Let me out of the damn house! Let me out! I'm scared! I'm scared! I'm scared! I'm ready for my life! Not the box cutters! Let me out of the house! Let me out of the house! Oh, not, well, here's your keys, and, maybe if you would like, to maybe call me or text me or, something like that, yeah, I don't know what Ashlee's hearing. I mean, is she like delusional? Is she like literally hearing something completely different? Like, I'm not hearing almost a homicide. I do not hear a felony. Did anybody hear a felony in that recording? I heard no felonies being committed. Did anybody hear a felony being committed? Raise your hand. Break the arm. I heard no felony. And Ashlee's here, straight facing our man. I hate when these talking heads run narratives. This is why Bullhorn Betty has a job. Because people are sick and tired of being lied to. They're sick and tired of the propaganda. I never thought we would be, the only people I like is Brian Enton. Okay, let's be honest. We're fair. I like Nancy Grace, Brian Enton, and Vinnie Politan. Okay? You guys know who I love. I'm not quiet about it. My circle's small. Ashlee ain't part of the Bullhorn Betty small circle. Okay, we don't like her. Okay, I don't like this lady here. Okay. So, did I just commit a crime? Did I just abuse Ashlee Banfield? Uh-oh, I think we need to call the law. Yeah, and me and Vinny are on a break. I broke up with him. I did break up with Vinny. I might get back with him. I don't know. Just not this case. I'm done. I'm done with Vinny. I broke up with Vinny. I pushed the unsubscribe. You know how that is. The unsubscribe is the breakup, right? When you get to the unsubscribe button, it's serious, folks. Okay? I did it. I didn't just unsubscribe from Vinny. No, I didn't. I broke up with the whole damn Court TV. I'm like, you know what? I don't like none of you. I don't like none of you. Okay? And I don't think anybody noticed that I was even gone. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm just, my heart was broken. I didn't hear Vinnie Politan crying on air that Bullhorn Betty broke up with him. So I'm just going to say, Vinny. Just saying. I can't believe you didn't notice I was out the door. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, I did. We're taking a break. I might get back with. I'm not sure. We'll have to. But no matter what, we are anti-Ashlee Banfield. Until Ashlee Banfield quits driving narratives and starts, maybe following leads. Every now and again, she breaks some really good news with her investigative team, And And so everybody thinks she's a badass because here and there she breaks something big, which, you know, theoretically makes you kind of a badass. But I don't really care. I broke news too, okay? I'm not wearing my badassery, you know, up in, you know, with my head way so high in the clouds. I don't know where I'm going. But Ashlee drives narratives. And she's sitting here, right here. We just heard everything. The man wasn't assaulted. The lady wasn't violent. There was no felony committed. And she's surprised that the freaking judge kicked this? Man, thank God Ashlee was smart enough to freaking record that conversation. Where would we be right now had she not? Where would we be right now had she not? And of course, Ashlee, I heard him say, I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go. Well, then unlock the flipping door and walk out. Nothing stopped him. When I want to go out of somebody's house, I don't say, hey, can you unlock your door and let me out? If I want to go, I'm walking over to the door and unlocking the damn door and walking out. Let somebody get in my way. I'm pushing them up out the way. Don't get in my way. He's a dude. She's a girl. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Because that's what the judge did when he heard this tape. He threw the case out.
Of course.
He said there was no probable cause to believe that Brewer was terrified or prevented.
He told her to call him. He's walking out the door saying, hey, call or text me. What? So fearful. I don't know how many of us, you know, go into somebody's hand or somebody's house. They start chasing us down the freaking hall with box cutters, and on the way out the door, we're like, hey, call me later. Okay? I mean, when does that happen? Call me, babe. The only person swinging law enforcement and saying you're going to jail was Ashlee. She's sitting there saying, dude, you're breaking the law here. Like, what the fuck? You came over here on under deceptive practices, deceptive reasons. Aren't you scared of going to jail? She says. Aren't you scared of going to jail? This is what Ashlee is telling or asking this Tyler guy. And then he goes and leaves and goes directly to law enforcement, files this ridiculous affidavit saying that she threatened his life and wouldn't let him leave the house. And then we hear this freaking conversation as he's walking out the door telling her to call and text him later. What? Huh. Well, now, Betty was right. Pill sure is getting a little more jagged by the second, isn't it? Isn't it, those hate channels? Hey, Renita, it's nice to see ya. Joyful Dolphin, BMW. Hey, Oakley, hey. I always seem to catch Ashlee with the best poses on her face. I think the one before was like, I'll have to keep doing that. I like this. I like making Ashlee look ugly. I'm sorry, Ashlee. That wasn't very inspirational for women. Okay, you're right. I went too far. That was immoral, Betty. Bring it in. Gotta apologize. All right, Ashlee. I'm sorry. That was a little too far. It was a little insulting. I'm sorry, Miss Manfield. I will write on a piece of paper that I will not do that again 100 times, okay? Okay, can we quit saying that this lady's crazy, please? Thank you.
From leaving by force. I'm not so sure I agree hearing that audio. To the contrary, the judge says we hear him leave. Yeah.
She still has a straight face. I don't understand why they tossed this. Dude, nobody that's fearful for their life is going to say, hey, babe, call me later. Okay. Ashlee, I don't know if it's just like it's hard for us to acknowledge acknowledge that a woman was AR'd when she says she was AR'd this day, but yet wants to go hang out with that boy again, okay? Well, if you did this, if you AR'd her, why would you want to hang out with somebody like that? It sounds like somebody didn't want to have time for you, so you claimed R when it didn't happen, right? I mean, she's shocked. Ashlee is utterly shocked. Ashlee is utterly shocked that the judge, I'm going to get this right. Hold on. Take two. Take two. Take three. Take four. I still can't do it. I'm going to get it. Okay. It's her face. Her face is cracking me up. Ashlee Banfield is utterly shocked that that the judge let Ashlee Buzzard go. Look, her face is literally, she is shocked into silence. I think we need to have this up for the rest of the show. She can't believe, she just can't believe that Ashlee walked. She's just shocked. She doesn't understand what the judge was thinking. Call me later, babe. Call me later. Damn. I'm just saying. The box cutter's real, folks. The box cutter is real, folks. Hey, Big Mac Mike, it's nice to see you, my love. Nice to see you. Ashlee just wants to know where her daughter is playing. No, she doesn't. She doesn't want to know where she is. She knows where she's at. She put her wherever she's at. I've believed that from the beginning. I'm one of those people outside of the very beginning of this case. I thought this child was deceased, and then when I did a deep dive in this case, I went through my whole entire process for this case because I thought the mother unalived her child. So I dived in with both feet, and then as soon as I got into the case, I realized that it wasn't what we were looking at. I started realizing what we were dealing with here, and what we were dealing with is a dysfunctional family makeup, one where a father was deceased in a family that wants to take this child away from her mother because the mother took this child away from them, and they want her to feel the same pain that they felt. So they've been trying their hardest to adopt this child and to create some type of way to take this child from Ashlee. And the best way that they could try to do that was trying to convince the world that she is crazy. And this has been very scary for her, and this is exactly why she's been acting like a battered wife, and why all these things that I've experienced in underground DV work being shown and spoke about. It's because she was truly fearful that somebody was trying to take her child. Much like many women that flee from very abusive and violent homes that have to take their children and disguise their children and take their children underground to run from their significant other that will unalive them if they find them. And so when I started seeing these behaviors and trying to understand where these behaviors were coming from, I had not even realized that she had gone through this herself at 9 years old at the time. I just came to the realization of the toxicity of the Meza Dinez family, and started realizing they were the reason why she went to the mental hospital at the beginning. And then I started realizing, wait a minute, in my experience, with mental illness and people that have mental illness in situations like this, you have a long history of it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about whether the person has mental problems or not. You don't have one singular event and that's it. I've never seen a situation where we have just one singular event event and the person truly is batshit crazy. Usually it's like a divorce case, where mother wants, in a rich, she wants the child support and she wants the children, and she'll say that the father is saying the kids, that type of crap. You guys know what happens, okay? I'm not speaking out of both sides of my mouth here. We know that these type of things happen in custody dispute cases, so it's not so far-fetched that the Meza family is trying to make her look crazy so they can take her daughter, okay? We've seen crazier stuff before in family courts, okay? Truth is definitely stranger than fiction. And in this case, all the signs led that for me, all the signs led, and all the information and facts that I was seeing showed a mother that was trying to hide her child from a family that it has been stalking her for years to take her child from her. And so those pieces started falling into place. And then when she had another child already taken from her, then I realized how important it was to make sure that that did not happen again. And so she's going to do whatever she can to make sure that that child stays with her. And that's within her rights. And, law enforcement can make it sound sus, can make it sound hinky, can make it sound suspicious. They can turn the whole entire world against this woman if they so chose. That's what they chose to do here in this case. And we were able to sniff that out very quickly, what their strategy in this case was. And I wasn't getting down like that. We're here for missing and exploited children. We're not here for custody or glorified custody disputes that end up turning into federal investigations. That we will not be used like that. And I'm not going to sit by and watch a woman have her entire life turned upside down just because we can. Just because she does not want to cooperate. I believe in everybody's right to remain silent. I'm a law and order kind of chick, okay? I believe the law is for our government as more for our government than for the people. It tells the government what they are allowed to do. You're not allowed to pull somebody over in a car unless they do this. It's not instructions for us. It's instructions for our government. And so whenever I look at things like that, I realize that our government is allowed to do a lot, but they have to be able to do it under certain conditions. They just don't have carte blanche rights to do anything they damn well please. They do not, despite what many people think. A government official can come up to you and ask you anything you want, but do they have a right to really ask you? You need to ask yourself that. If you want to comply, that's on your own volition. But just because you want to comply doesn't mean that everybody else wants to comply. And it's their right not to. And you should respect their right not to, just like they respect your right to. So government is above the law. It is not above the law. The government has the right to do whatever they want. Okay, so we already have our first troll in the chat. Do we have our troll? I think it's on this one.
Sneaky gremlins love to fight, but we're here to set it right. Jump and duck, let's take a shot, turning trolls into what they're not. Whack a troll, let 'em tumble, let 'em roll. Swing your spatula or a stick, whack 'em fast, whack 'em quick.
Just saying. Just saying. Good morning, my trolls. I know I'm on your mind. Thank you for putting me number one in your life, my beautiful trolls. Did you see the video of the mom spanking her? Ah, yes, I did. The teacher, yes. Yes, the teacher from the Christian school. She's in jail, yes. And it was her other son. I felt so bad for that poor little boy. So bad. This happens all over the country. It happens all over the country. And that's why we do what we do. If you guys see something going on, and for kids, we need to be starting, letting kids know, if you got problems in homes, they're not going to change unless you speak up. If you're being hurt inside your home, you need to go tell another adult what's going on. If you wanted to stop. I'm glad the other son me too. And I'm sure she lost her shit. And that's not the first time. She was too comfortable with that. And it was over some chores. That child, no. But and I understand that moms raising boys, it's hectic. I know boys come with a lot more challenges than sometimes girls do, but it's just the same way with guys. When single dads raising girls, it's just the same. When moms are with boys, it's different. When dads are with girls, it's different. But boys can typically be unruly and stuff like that, but you don't hurt them. She hurt him, and it was awful. Discipline. I believe in corporal punishment, and I believe in discipline. Okay, I do not believe in abuse, and I believe that there is a line, and I don't think it's a thin line. Everybody's like, there's a thin line between discipline and abuse. No, there is not. Discipline is you're trying to correct your child. You're trying to lovingly correct your child. And sometimes discipline is the best way for corrective measures, okay? You're not trying to hurt your child. You're trying to rear your child. You're trying to discipline your child. There is a point, like that woman, she wanted her son to feel pain. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She knew she was hurting him and she did not care. You're not, I mean, granted, swatting on the butt doesn't feel good. It's for corrective measures, but what she did was abuse. And it wasn't a thin line. Nobody disciplines their child like that. Okay, that is not discipline. That was abuse. Swatting a child once, that's or twice, that's discipline. 23 times, that's abuse. Okay? No matter how you look at it, that's abuse. There should be no reason why your child has bruises. There should be, and this whole thing about your child shouldn't even have red marks. You're swatting your child, especially children with white skin. You're going to have red marks, okay? You're going to have a welt. You're going to have a red mark. I don't want to hear that. So, bruises is where I'm getting. If a child's receiving bruises on their buttocks or anywhere you're hitting them too hard, it should hurt. It should get their attention, but it shouldn't be excruciating pain, folks. You're not trying to hurt a child. You're trying to discipline a child. I believe in corporal punishment. I know there are people in my chat that do not believe in corporal punishment, and that's your choice. See, because you're a parent and you have that right to choose, because I believe in what? Oh, parental rights. Yes. Same thing that we're fighting for Ashlee Buzzard. Those parental rights. So that means if you want to rear your child, you have the opportunity to rear your child. If you choose you do not want to rear your child and you want to use other disciplinary mechanisms or methods, you are a parent. You have parental rights, and you ultimately have the right to choose how you choose to discipline your children. But I do not believe there's a thin line between discipline and abuse. I think there's a freaking gutter between discipline and abuse. Discipline is not supposed to be painful. It's not supposed to hurt or injure your child. It's not what you do to your child when you're angry. You do discipline out of love. I've always said from my platform, if you're angry, you do not put your hands on your child, because that's the best way to accidentally abuse a child. You never discipline your child while you're angry. If they make you so angry, you make them go to their room until everybody calms down and you figure what the best disciplinary method is. I believe that rearing is only good for a certain time frame of child upbringing. I think that there is a child that's too young for rearing, and I think that there are children that are too old for rearing. I personally, for my personal believe that child rearing is good between 6 and say 10, a 4-year stretch. I think anything over and above that, is it could be, a swat on the hand or something like that. I believe any child can do that. Any toddler that's moving, swatting on the hand is fine. Tapping on the butt is fine. I'm talking about, you getting your butt paddled. Okay, I think there needs to be something that's done. I'm not talking. I've swatted kids through their Pampers, and not a pat. It was a little bit firmer than a pat, but it wasn't a swat. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a spanking. It was a swat. I don't know how to explain it, but I think that's good for younger children. But for actual spankings or belts or something like that. I think 6 to 10 is probably the most effective area of child upbringing. But after that, they get a little too old. You have other mechanisms to take away. Cell phones, computers, gaming systems. There's just other mechanisms that you have to discipline your children. Just that would be, more detrimental to their society, right? A 13-year-old that talks to her friends endlessly on their cell phone and they get grounded and they can't have their cell phone, as opposed to having a spanking. I don't know any 12, 13, or 14-year-old that wouldn't prefer a spanking over having their phone taken away. Okay, I know kids that would prefer they would take the spanking over their phone. So what do? We take the phone, right? Because we know that is detrimental to them. We want to punish them, so that's what we do. We take their phone. Anyways, getting off topic. So we've got this. Let me see what else we've got here. This is another one from News Nation. I don't like the Ashlee Banfield's. Again, I didn't see anything or hear anything that made me think that this guy was fearful of his life. Nothing that rose to a felony. Obviously, Ashlee Banfield lives in a delusional space in her brain. I don't know where she's getting the law. I don't know where she's getting hearing something totally different than everybody else is hearing. She's a freaking basket case, and I'm still just scratching my head wondering when a News Nation is going to step in and shut her up, because at this point now News Nation can be held financially liable, and I think Ashlee needs to start looking and exploring all options here. These people have definitely sullied her name intentionally without justifications in doing so.
This woman had refused to let him leave her home after Ashlee Buzzard had shared some distressing information about.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and play this, even though I think it's just the one that we just played, because I see that we have probably some newer people in the chat, and then we'll move over to Sebastian Rogers' case. We got some stuff I wanted to go over with that case with you guys. So for the time being, we'll listen to this, and then we'll get moving over to the Sebastian Rogers case. And then we've got a quick update on Anna Kepner. She's the teen that was murdered aboard the Carnival Cruise ship. We got a little bit of a crazy turn of events. BHB Brian Enden posted a video on YouTube about this. He was in the courtroom and has a good insight on how it went. Yeah, I did see it. I'm trying not to be mad at Brian. Actually, Brian, I did watch a few of his stuff, and he's done a little bit better than just assuming. I can't stand Ashlee. Just don't like her.
Ashlee wished she had not shared with him. He reported to police that Ashlee told him, quote, Melodee was dropped off in Utah. And
I didn't hear any of that. I think he just lied.
Apparently with whom the child had been left. Today, Tyler Brewer took the witness stand and said that he visited Ashlee 5 different times between the 1st and 6th of November. That is 5 visits in 5 days. Again, bizarre. But he said on his final visit, that's when things went sideways. Ashlee's demeanor changed, he said. She turned confrontational, he said, and combative. And he said he felt threatened. And then it was Ashlee's turn to testify, but she didn't. Not really.
And she didn't have to. It was the state's. The state had to prove their burden. Ashlee knows this. State didn't prove their burden. As a matter of fact, the state was caught with her pants down. Okay? Ashlee Buzzard brought some game. She brought the heat with her. Tyler Brewer found to be a liar. What is he? He is a liar. Where's my liar? Oh, I already got it ready.
You're a liar.
Oops.
Nice try, but you're a liar. Liar, liar, liar. Nice try, but you're a liar.
He did. He put himself in the center of attention, which is what I said. This guy knew what he was doing. I didn't hear anything about Utah. Did anybody hear anything about Utah in there? And, you know, quite frankly, even if it was, the judge was very clear she didn't want any of that in the court, so they would have redacted that anyway. So that's probably why, even if it was there, it would have been redacted out. It would have been redacted out, in my opinion. But we know.
That was bullshit.
Yep. That surely was the bull to the... I'm just saying, we called it. We called it. At the end of the day, this child is not missing. This woman has been railroaded. This woman's rights, civil rights and constitutional rights, I think you are spot on. We were using common sense, okay, folks? That's what we were using. That's what I use. I use common sense. I theorize. So I take things and I say, okay, if we have this action, what would cause this action, right? And I sit here and think about it. I'm here with my dog, right? And so I sit here and I look at things and I start piecing things together and I start putting things into little boxes and saying, okay, if this thing happens here, then this would have to happen. So if we have a violent individual, then we should have a history of violence, right? That's what logically happens. You got a 40-year-old that you're hearing is mentally incapable, right? As a matter of fact, let's look at this. We've got a poll right now. In poll, we got right now, is Ashlee Buzzard batshit crazy? 40% of you guys say yes. 60% of you say no. I feel like we have 40% of freaking trolls in my chat. Just joking. 121 people voted in that, okay? I do not believe she is batshit crazy. Okay, I think this woman is sane. She's lucid. She's making smart decisions. And I'm more confident than ever after hearing her interaction with Tyler, just how smart this woman is and how not batshit crazy she is. So there's been a lot of analysis we've done on this channel and a lot of stuff I brought to you. And I explained to you guys why I feel this way. I bring you guys my receipts and show you guys, look, she lived in Marshalltown, Iowa. I told you guys when I found that out. I don't know why she lived in Marshalltown, Iowa. Then we found out because Lily Dinez decided to go and give an interview and we found out, oh, she wanted to adopt the child, Melodee, and she states right there that Melodee and Ashlee took off out of state and she couldn't afford to hire her PI and have her PI go all over the country, you know, looking for Ashlee. So they just never were able to. And then Ashlee moved back. That's when she was wearing all the wigs and you know, disguises and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, boom, there you go. We've got Night Drive. I watch Baywatch. It's nice to see you, Crystal. It's nice to see you, Sandy. Hello. It's nice to see you all. Veronica, good morning. Alaska, I doubt it, but you know, I don't know, I suppose, but they have phones in Alaska. Also, he would get a hold of his dad somehow. Yeah, he would have gotten a hold of his dad. That's why I don't, you know, I truly believe if Sebastian was out there, somebody would have seen something. There's not been not one reliable sighting. Not one. He's never been seen. He went inside his home off of Stafford Court and he was never seen again. Period. He went inside that house with only his mother. And actually, as a matter of fact, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So we've been on Ashlee and Melodee Buzzard's case for quite some time. I'm very thankful that we were kind of vindicated a little bit. If you guys don't know what I mean, it's bright enough in here. I can take this down. There we go. Let me just give you guys a rundown and then we'll kind of segue right on into Sebastian Rogers' case because that's where we're going next. This case we did, when I first came into this case, I did believe that this child was deceased, Melodee Buzzard. I believe her mother did it because that's the picture law enforcement was painting for the public is that the mom unalived her kid and took this weird trip. Then I found out that that was a lie. I don't know why. Okay. And the lie wasn't coming from Ashlee, because Ashlee was remaining silent. She wasn't speaking. She wasn't saying telling the truth or telling a lie. She was remaining silent. So all of the changes in the story were coming from official sources. And I'm thinking, okay, something's not right here. We don't usually have this craziness, especially, I understand that details do change, but usually they change from, like, for example, they'll have a detail and they'll think that a case is going one way because of this particular detail. And then they'll find out from a different source, a different eyewitness, a different type of witness, that this happened. And so now they know that this may not hold water, that they've got this going on. But in this situation, it wasn't two separate witnesses contradicting one another. It was the school. The school said this child was missing for a year and then immediately retracted that and said this child was missing for 2 months. That's a big deal. They got a federal investigation going into this child that they would never have gotten if they said this child was only missing 2 months. They willfully and intentionally lied to get a federal investigation. And that's what I don't understand. Tin hat on, I think he was hidden in the mattress they got rid of. There were mattresses in the garage, but would they have been able to hide him in those mattresses that morning while law enforcement was searching? And the answer probably is yes, because we can go to Gannon Stout, and he was in a bag, a suitcase with wheels. And as a matter of fact, when law enforcement, this is how disgusting it was. When law enforcement was going through the house, it is my understanding that he was in that suitcase and he was leaking out of the suitcase when law enforcement was walking through the house searching it. And they didn't see it. It was bad. But that is a possibility. It is a possibility. I don't know. Definitely something happened. Did you see Mob Crew last night? It's a must watch. Yeah, I did. The one from the, I was in his chat. I saw that. And I was also in the chat last night with Chris McDonough, the lab, Josh the lab, and Justin for all, talking about Summer Wells with Chris McDonough. That was really enlightening, going back and hearing some of the stuff, behind the scenes stuff that had transpired with Candace was really good to listen to again. So if you guys didn't see that, it was on the Lab After Dark, Josh's, I think, second channel. Anyways, you guys should go over and check that out. We're going to be covering that probably in another day. We'll probably cover that tomorrow sometime. But anyways, I just feel like we analyzed the Ashlee Buzzard and Melodee Buzzard case very, very well. I'm very proud of the work that we did on that case. I'm proud of the work we continue to do. I just don't want the lady, listen, if she did something wrong, I want them to get her the right way. I don't want any law enforcement body violating the rights of anybody, whether they're a suspect or not. And there's a lot of reasons why I feel that way, but more importantly, it's because when it does go to trial, it affects the case. And I don't want these cases being affected because of stupidity from law enforcement trying to do stupid stuff to try to trump up somebody to get their will done. It doesn't work like that. Do it the right way all the time, utilize content creators in mainstream media for other things, which they have for mainstream media. I'm sorry, I just wasn't buying into it. And it's because I was angry that I felt that this child I felt deceived. And you guys don't know it, and many of you that have been here for a while do know. I'm a big stickler. Don't lie to me and don't steal from me. Those are the two things that I just can't forgive a person. If you lie to me or steal from me, it's one of those things where even if I forgive you, we'll never be the same again. We just ain't never going there again. Okay. And I hold that stuff, I hold that stuff, deep. So when law enforcement lies, which I understand that they do have to at times, depending on cases, lie to the public, especially in serial killer type cases. We've had some cases like the Green River serial killer that was like toying with law enforcement, and they were doing some things, if I recall correctly, with the media and stuff like that. Those things I understand. But to basically tell us a mother has injured her child in an effort to get our attention to run a story, and then come to find out that that's a lie and it's a glorified custody case, that kind of crap pisses me off, okay? It pisses me off. It's a violation of law. It's frowned upon in our court systems. Like, I'm not playing with that, you know? And so I care about what this lady has done, but if she did commit crimes, some more significant crimes, I would probably turn the other cheek and not put a magnifying glass on the clear violations. But I don't believe this woman hurt her child, and I don't believe she's batshit crazy, and I believe law enforcement, as well as the school, and as well as the Dinez family, have been lying to us about this woman, and I don't like that. It pisses me off because when you lie to me, then I can't take anything you say from this point forward and use it. So I have to do my own research, and I have to verify everything, even that comes out of reliable sources such as law enforcement's mouth. Do you think I'm going to trust Santa Barbara moving forward from this point forward? I'm not. All right, guys, give me just a second. We're going to take a break, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. All right, guys, so we're going to be getting on the case with Sebastian Rogers. He was 15 years old when he disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, where he was inside a locked home with only his mother. And according to all law enforcement, this child went inside that home, and there's no evidence that he ever left the home. That was supported by lack of scent on the outside of the home, lack of any video footage, shadows, or anything showing this child willfully leaving his home. There were some videos out there that shows what we deem flashlights heading to a parked car on the side of the road on Stafford near the crossroad of Kellen Lane. And since this day, this case goes from crazy to crazier with no end in sight. We don't know where Sebastian is, but many of us believe that he is gone. Many of us believe his mother did something to him. And there are hate channels that many of the people that also believed like we did, but somehow Chris and Katie either paid them, threatened them, or did something to them, and then all of a sudden they started being on their team even though it defied logic. So one of our audience members has been sending me some reports, and I thought it'd be interesting to read you these reports and matrix and stuff like that. I don't see where I've got permission to provide this information or who provided this to me, to all of you. But I will tell you guys what it says and withhold that person's name. But it is one of our audience members. They're more than welcome to identify themselves in the chat if they so choose. Hey, Frank, it's nice to see you. Jenny, Good afternoon. Good morning, rather. Michelle, good morning. Joyful Dolphin, I think I said hi to you, but I can't be 100. Psychic Amelia, it's nice to see you. I'm sticking to what I seen, plain and simple. Amen to that. Amen to that. You pay for what it is now. I do. I don't get ads. Well worth it. Oh, you must be talking about YouTube. Is it up to 19.9? That's when I started out with YouTube. I think it was $11.99. I want to say when I started out with them, I think it was only $11.99. And it went to 13 and then 15. And I think it was 15 or 18 the last time I saw. But I like it. Well, I used to run the channel, but we used to have, because I bring up other stuff and, watching something and having to go through their ads while we're here. So I just pay for it because it just makes things flow a little easier when we're trying to present to all of you guys. Android is $14. Oh, yeah, Android. Go on Android. Android's a cheaper product to have. If you guys are on Apple product, I'm going to tell you, you guys are costing yourself a lot of money. I'm also on Apple products, and I am working right now to go back to Windows and Android. Apple products are too damn expensive, and quite frankly, it's not worth it. I mean, yeah, you've got a good quality product. I'm not saying anything about the quality of the product, but they nickel and dime you to death, and they drive costs through the roof with their third-party agreements. 30%, everything you purchase, Apple is making 30%. I did not know that. I'm not buying the most expensive phone on the market and then also paying 30% to purchase everything from my phone. They have lost their ever-loving mind. I found that out with YouTube, with all your subscriptions and your super chats and stuff like that. I found out that Apple, only on Apple, this is why you don't have a direct link for your memberships, because YouTube refuses to pay them for the memberships, and they want 30% of the memberships. That's why you can find the link with Android, but you can't find it with your Apple phone. So they're literally not even allowing you to have full functionality on the most expensive phone on the market because they're not being paid for it. They're pieces of shit. I will never use an Apple product again. I'd love to do nothing but take a hammer to all of these products from Apple, because they're just wrong for doing that. They're just wrong. You buy stuff from them, you should be able to use it with anything and everything. They shouldn't be so blessed greedy. And you know what? I just want to let you know he's a liberal, okay? Those greedy, everybody wants to talk about the greedy white, rich white guy, yet you guys have the greediest, richest, white, grimiest person on the market who ever owns these Apple products. And I thought it was Bill Gates, but come to find out, Bill Gates doesn't even like Apple products. He's Samsung. He does Androids because he knows Androids are better, But just FYI, as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna be switching from Apple products. I will not use it. I want Android. I want Windows. Right now they function about the same, but except it's just cheaper. It's cheaper. Everything that you guys, all those subscriptions, think about it. I just want to put this out there for all you Apple phone users. Those subscriptions you're paying for, 99 cents, $1 every month just to have this, that, or the other with your phone. You guys get all those apps on Android for free. So you're literally just taking money and burning your money with Apple products. When I converted from Android to Apple, my overhead exploded, and I haven't had the money just to convert back, so I've been trying to convert, and we're going to get there. I think next year we're going to be back over with Windows and Android products. Just to let you guys know, we will be converting back over. So right now I'm on all MacBook. Even this OBS, it doesn't want to work right with Mac, and nothing. There's no real programs out there that likes MacBook Pros. I'm just telling you folks, don't stay away from the Mac crap. Just stay away from it. Do yourself a favor. I know you're fighting it now because you love your Apple phone, but that Apple phone is costing you an arm and a leg. When you're coming up to Christmas and you're having to rub nickels together to get Christmas under, just remember, you're wasting hundreds of dollars every single year with your phone. Hundreds of dollars. Literally taking a match to hundreds of dollars. Okay, so Sebastian Rogers case. I've been working on the analysis in AI for quite some time. The AI input, cumulative and accurate, according to available online information that either proves or disproves it. AI cannot find any proof that Sebastian made it home from the Texas Roadhouse, nor can it prove that Sebastian took out the trash. We now know after this that we do have the sheriff that has said this was sent to me November 16th, and I think it was after we found that. But according to this, I'm just going to read that, but I wanted to put the caveat because Sonny did say he did make it home, and it really was him that took out the garbage. So I'm going to trust Sonny in his assessment of that. If Sonny's assessment is that Sebastian went into his home but never came back out is true, I cannot find any proof to back it up other than him stating that belief on the audio from a private investigator. No, it's also supported by the lack of scent from the dogs. There's nothing that ever supported Sebastian walking out of that house. It is possible that law enforcement has a video that it hasn't shared with the public, which I guarantee they do. If that evidence truly exists, why wouldn't law enforcement show us the public? They're not showing anything because of Chris and Katie. Chris is a crazy person, and I think they know how volatile he is. We see it on every single interview he does. He's a very volatile, violent man. Is it possible that the reason why law enforcement did a landfill search early on is because they did not see Sebastian on CCTV footage? Yeah, I have a funny feeling that's exactly why they did it at his home after dinner. However, there's no evidence that AI can find to back up the hypothesis that made it home from the Texas Roadhouse. Well, law enforcement in this, him saying that he made it home, there's several things that I learned early on and why I wasn't fully involved or married to the fact that Sebastian didn't make it home. It's because I heard he was on audio making it home. I heard early on in the case that law enforcement said he made it home. So I always took the standing and the stance that he did make it home because of credible information, multiple law enforcement agencies indicating that he did make it home, and it was backed up by audio. He's got audio of him, his voice on Katie's vehicle, and they have him on video taking the garbage out. So not only do we have the law enforcement stating he made it home, we do have audio evidence stating he made it home, and we have visual evidence stating he made it home. So in this matter, I'm going to say, for me, Sebastian did make it home. Okay, now you guys might be different. I'm not going to make up your mind for you. I'm making up my mind for me. And for me, Sebastian made it back to 1008 Stafford Court. So in this, it talks about, the timeline verification red flags. So for example, dinner at Texas Roadhouse, Katie and Sebastian ate dinner, then left. It's verified by CCTV footage. There is no red flags here, establishes independent sighting. There is some, questions that Mama Rissa, BMW Coupe, hindsight would definitely, I could tell you, would want to bring up, is that there was, in their opinion, and as well as my opinion, some red flags going on at the Texas Roadhouse. I'm not going to dive into those too deep, but it has to do with Katie's behavior there, as well as the conversation out at her vehicle that has no explanation. So the drive home, Katie drove Sebastian home, unverified. There is no CCTV footage, neighborhood cameras, or timestamps. And I disagree with that because there is an audio from her vehicle with his voice on it. Major timeline gaps between the restaurant and home. I don't believe that. I'm going to move from this one because I'm going to have to look at this one a little bit better and put my notes on it. There's a lot of note takings, but this is the one that I read most recently, and I really, really like this one, and it really gives a good understanding. And this was that Occam's razor analysis. And basically what Occam's razor is a principle of logic and problem solving that says the simplest explanation, the one that requires the fewest assumptions, is usually the most likely to be correct. Renita, it's nice to see you. Sandwich, hello, hello, hello. Do you know if he used the front door or did he use the garage door to go inside that day? The garage door. I don't know where the whole thing of him being on that front porch was, but from my understanding, when he went and got the mail on Saturday, he went to the front door, the door at the front, but it was locked, and then he skipped off the porch and through the garage he went. I remember that, but I think that, if I'm not mistaken, was Saturday, not Sunday. Saturday, not Sunday, but hey, Wild Wolf, it's nice to see you. So, again, in plain language, here are the most reliable national numbers by NC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, the DOJ, and the FBI. 99% of missing child cases are not stranger abductions. We all know that. We've all learned that. Stranger abductions only account for less than 1% of all abductions nationwide, okay? Stranger danger abductions are less than 1% nationwide. That means the majority of these cases are done by people that are known and familiar to the individuals, right? So most mysterious vanishings are not stranger kidnappings. You understand? The statistics is central into analyzing cases, and we talk about that all the time because we use a lot of statistics in a lot of the work we do. In analyzing cases like Sebastian Rogers, Kyron Horman, Dior Coons, Summer Wells. The environment is controlled. The child has special needs. The last seen moments depends on the caregiver's story. There is no evidence of an outside abductor. Under statistical probabilities alone, stranger abduction is the least likely explanation. So, when it comes to these cases like Summer Wells, like Sebastian Rogers, and others, the idea that we've got a stranger danger abduction, again, very, very uncommon. So far in our history here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, we've had one such case out of all the cases we've covered, and that was Charlotte Senna. And that was out of the state of New York, from a New York state park. She was abducted, AR'd. Thank God she was still alive, and she was able to be saved. I thought that she was going to be gone, right? Because typically they're gone within 20-30 minutes, they're deceased. Definitely not kept, and this one was kept. So, but that was only the one case that we've covered here on the Bullhorn Betty channel that I can recall. So the analysis above was generated through AI-assisted synthesis of public available information, established investigative framework, and recognizing statistical data from reputable sources such as NCMEC, the U.S. Department of Justice, and peer-reviewed research on missing children cases. So it starts breaking down the hypothesis. So we have hypothesis 1, which has always been that Sebastian wandered away in the night. We do not believe it. I personally do not believe it, and I don't believe his father believes that he just randomly wandered away, because it was his father that brought to our attention that his son's shoes were there, and his son would never leave the house without his shoes. We learned that information from Seth Rogers. There was no other person that drove that information into our home other than Seth Rogers. So the first hypothesis is whether or not Sebastian wandered off way in the middle of the night. Now, it requires us to assume a lot. It requires us to assume that he voluntarily left barefoot, blind, and without his meds. It requires us to assume that he walked undetected through multiple cameras. It forces us to assume that he left no trail or no trace of himself. It requires us to assume that dogs, drones, thermal imaging, and helicopters all failed. And it also requires us to assume that he was never seen on any roadway. Okay? So there's a high number of assumptions with that hypothesis, and it's low plausibility. That means because we've had to assume so many things to make that theory work, it has a low plausibility of being true. You guys understand that? So then we go over to hypothesis number 2, which this is one that Chris and Katie denounced at first, and then Katie kind of entertained it by the time she was on Nancy Grace's show. And that was a stranger abduction that happened while maybe he walked in the night. You know, that he willingly left the house alone, but was met with foul play after he left the home. So it requires us to assume that he left the home, which is unverified. A stranger was perfectly positioned to kidnap him in the middle of the night, and they grabbed him silently, and no cameras caught him or the abductor or the vehicle. A lot of assumptions that need to be made in order for that to work. We have to assume a lot. Too many conditions must align. The percentage of true stranger abduction is so extremely low, far lower than most people may think. So for the stranger abduction, you're talking about 0.1% of missing children are taken by a stranger. That means like literally 1 in 1,000. Okay? 90% plus of children abductions are by what? A family member. Seth was at work. Chris was out of town, leaving the only family member with this child as being Katie Proudfoot. And then you've got like a 7 or 8% probability that it could be a non-family known person. That means somebody that's known to them that did this, but is non-family. This would be something like a neighbor, an acquaintance, a friend of the family, adult known to the child but not related, including but not limited to a teacher, right? But this is another one that Chris and Katie absolutely believed could not possibly happen because they locked their internet down. And hypothesis number 3 is lured away from the home by a known person outside of the home. This was brought up multiple times, including the whole aspect of whether he is allowed on the internet, which we learned he's not allowed on the internet. We learned that he has video games, but he is unable to play those video games on the internet. They have to be downloaded to his phone or his gaming device, and he has to play from an unconnected gaming device. So it requires us to assume he left the home. It requires us to assume that he met someone, and it requires us to assume that the entire event occurred in camera blind spots, which is highly unlikely. Still relies on unverified exit. So there's no verified exit still. Now, that was hypothesis number 3. Going on to hypothesis number 4, which is the simplest explanation possible, the Occam's razor analysis, right? Hypothesis number 4 being the simplest. Something happened inside or directly at the Proudfoot home, followed by concealment or a staged narrative. This is the one that requires the least amount of assumption. It explains why there is no CCTV footage. This is a known fact. We've heard it multiple times from multiple sources. He's not on camera. So it's not assumed. It's a fact. It accounts for why there's no evidence of a walkaway. It is a fact that has been known to all of us. It's not assumed. We learned early on that law enforcement told us that they're having a hard time getting a scent of this boy. And the EMA director even said in his 30 years of experience, he's never had a situation like this he's ever dealt with. It matches behavioral red flags. It fits the Amber Alert's ongoing status. It matches the 3D scanner use at the home. We know that the scanner was there. This explains why the scanner was at the home. It's consistent with Ellie's warrant patterns. It explains the missing trash event. It matches the false last sighting pattern seen in dozens of similar cases. It aligns with Sonny's inferences. And it requires the fewest assumptions than any of the other 3 theories before it. This is the simplest explanation that matches all the known evidence and facts of the Sebastian Rogers case. And again, that is hypothesis number 4, which basically states that something happened inside or directly at the Proudfoot home. Okay? So, Occam Razor's conclusion, based on the converging red flags and the absence of evidence supporting the Proudfoot's narrative, the simplest explanation is Sebastian made it to the Proudfoot home as expected after dinner. An incident occurred inside or immediately upon arrival, and the subsequent trash and walkaway theories are constructed to divert attention. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to give you 5 cards, too. How badass are you, Denise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's find out what's in your world today. They don't talk shit because they envy your... they only talk shit because they envy your drive. Keep giving them a reason, because you're a love machine. You can, you will, because you are, and you are a badass like that. You are enough. You are you. You are so effing worth it. So show up. Don't half-ass anything. If you're going to F it up all the way. Woo! That's my kind of card. And enough. Even though you're anxious and afraid, you will be effing brave anyways. Ooh-hoo-hoo! I like those cards for you, Denise. I like those cards for you. Awesome. It really upsets me, the fact that they brought thermal imaging to see if Sebastian was in the wall. Really, Kate made them believe Sebastian? No, that's just because she didn't know what was going on, and so they did that out of an abundance of caution. So let's get back to the Razor's conclusion, Occam's Razor's conclusion. Based on the converging red flags and absence of evidence supporting the Proudfoot's narrative, the simple explanation is Sebastian made it to the Proudfoot home as expected after dinner, and an incident occurred inside or immediately upon arrival. The subsequent trash and walkaway stories are constructed to divert attention. This theory requires the fewest assumptions, explains every missing piece of evidence, and aligns with law enforcement's actions and insider commentary. Thus, under Occam's Razor, a domestic internal event is most parsimonious explanation for Sebastian's disappearance. So parsimonious parsimonious. Am I saying that right? Parsimonious explanation. Trying to do my hooked on phonics is broken. So I thought this was a great breakdown. I want to just thank you. I won't say your name. I'll just call you DS. Thank you for sending that my way and getting my attention to it. I thought that was really interesting, but it does explain. And even though we don't know that what we're using is Occam's razor, that's really how a lot of us work these cases. We use that, not realizing we use that, right? Because we're looking for what makes sense with everything that we were presented, just like everything that was presented in Ashlee Buzzard's case related to her daughter Melodee. We can look at that and realize that what law enforcement is running, what their narrative is, and what the evidence is showing that opposite of what the narrative is. Her narrative, or the law enforcement's narrative, is that she offed her kid or sold her kid, and that couldn't be further from the truth. That's not what the evidence shows. The evidence shows that she's hiding her child from someone, either the state or the Meza family. And it doesn't really matter. She's probably hiding the child from both. My only point is look, we're in California. I don't like California laws. I don't think that children that don't go to school should just get a warning. I think there needs to be some meat on the bone to that, but California stripped that all away. That's not my doing. That's California's doing. They can't have their cake and eat it too. You can't strip the law and then try to use it to ruin a woman's life, okay? At the end of the day, they have a path forward. They can go to court. They can take her to dependency court and get a court order to turn over her child or let them see her or know what the heck happened. And here it has been over 40 blessed days. And the detectives, law enforcement won't go to court and ask them for it. It's telling me they do not have the authority to be in this woman's life, yet here they are. That's government overreach. That is what we denounce on this channel. We support and believe in parental rights. I'm not saying I agree with this woman's actions. I don't have to agree with this woman's actions. The bottom line is, did she act within her parental rights? The answer is yes. Did she break the law? The answer is no. And she was vindicated in the false imprisonment. I know Ashlee Banfield, she would choke before she acknowledges she is wrong. Again, one of the reasons why I can't stand Ashlee Banfield. Ashlee, own up to you being wrong. You were wrong then, you're wrong now, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't know what to tell you, babe. You're wrong. You had this case wrong from the beginning. I've called you out on it from the beginning, and you keep doubling down even when the courts ain't playing your game. For ever loving you. Just stop. You're not good at this, Ashlee. Not these type of cases. This is not your normal case. It's not your normal case. That's why people come to mainstream media or social media for their news, not mainstream media, because mainstream media, they just run. They don't even stop to come up for air and realize they're wrong. This lady, we all heard the video. Guys, it was the funniest thing. You need to go back to the beginning of this live, because we play this tape, and Ashlee Banfield is literally listening to the same thing we're listening to. Not a crime was committed. This man did not, she was not violent. She's like, I am shocked that the judge tossed the case. And we're all like, what? How are you shocked? I believe cadaver dogs need to go into the crawl space. Yeah, that looks right where they came out, though. When you look at the video of the flashlights, I'm telling you, it looks like they come out of that door, that secret door on the side of their house, and that is a crawl space. And many crawl spaces go into the house. They're usually inside. They go into like a master closet, or under, in the usually master closet. But I've seen them in other closets too, where they have an access, and that door is pretty big. So you're talking about a fairly nice size crawl space for that house too, based upon the exterior secret door that we saw. But if that's attached in the house, we got our winner chicken dinner, how they were able to get him in and out of the house. I'm sorry. And the only way we're going to find out is when I go there next time. We're going to be there in February. I'm going to go to the tax. I'm going to buy the floor plans for the house. There's not a damn thing they can do. It's public record. It's public record. We're buying the full. We're getting the public records. We're going to find out whether that house truly has. And I don't even need to get it. I'm allowed to go in there and look at them. I just need to look at it to see where that crawl space goes into the house. I think we might have some pay dirt. We'll find out. I'll go to the unless somebody is already in the area there and doesn't mind, go to the county records and start looking for the land records for that house. And they have to turn in permits, okay? They have to turn in permits for the house to be built, and those permits have to be specific because they will not give you the certificate of occupancy if anything diverts from the plans that were provided by the county. So if there is a crawl space, it's either attached to the interior of the home or it is not. It's either attached or it's not. And if it's attached, I'd like to know, because if it's attached, then we just solved the case. We know exactly how it took place. We know exactly how it took place because I'm not blind. I don't know how those lights got on the side of the house. I just know when we see them in the video, they're on the side of the house walking toward the vehicle that's on the Stafford Court side. So, and we got to remember that law enforcement acknowledged a pickup truck was moving about in that area on Happy Hollow Road, a road that's disconnected to their community. They acknowledged a pickup truck moving at that time. A pickup truck. This is huge. I've been trying to figure out how Chris would have made it to the house. I've been trying to figure out why the car would drive all the way up to Devon to turn around. I'm figuring it out. I think Chris parked the truck over on Happy Hollow. And I think he probably walked through some people's yards and was picked up by a car potentially. There's something. I've got to go and check all that out. I'll be checking that out in February. So, something. There's something. But, I hate my lips peeling. My lips peel nonstop. All right, guys, we were going to go over one more thing now that I got through the razor's Occam's razor. We have a situation here, guys. So we have a young lady that was on a Carnival Cruise with her family. Now, we have not been able to decipher who she was on the cruise. Was she on the cruise ship with her grandparents? Was she on the cruise ship with her parents? We're hearing it was potentially her parents. Because it sounds like the stepmom and dad had a room and the siblings had a room. So she was in the room with two boys, her 14-year-old biological brother and a 16-year-old half-brother. And I'm hearing rumors that mom may have allowed them to drink. It sounds like the 14-year-old boy was in the room and went to go do something. And when he came back, his sister was gone. Okay, it is my understanding, if these are truly the facts, there is no reason why she would be naked. Okay, there's no reason for her to be naked. There's no way that a stepsister is going to unclothe with her brother and a stepbrother there. She would go to the bathroom. There's nothing. So I'm starting to paint a very problematic picture with brother. If she was unclothed, then we know what may have transpired in that room. And it probably is, we're going to find out, an essay type of situation. It sounds like it was the housekeeper that came in to, clean the room and stock, toilet paper and, what they do. I've never been on a cruise, so I don't know what they do, but I have to assume that they're doing something like, making sure there's toilet paper, making sure that you got fresh towels, making sure that, that the rooms aren't being trashed or whatever the case may be as well. And while she was cleaning up, it sounds like she stumbled across this young girl's body. under the bed, stuffed under the bed. And again, it sounds like all three siblings were sharing the room. The 14-year-old had left to go do something and leaving the 16-year-old and the stepsister together alone in the room. And something happened. Now, many people are starting to allude that she was already in the room sleeping or relaxing when the two brothers came in. So they're implying that the older brother may have been intoxicated. You guys are kind of getting the drift I'm painting. I don't know if that is the case. But that sounds like the way it is leading. I will tell you, I'm not diving into this case. I haven't dove into this case. So I'm just giving you guys surface information. Okay. This is not an Ashlee Buzzard case. This is not a Sebastian Rogers case. I'm not that invested in this case. This is just preliminary stuff that as I understand it from what has transpired so far. So we'll just go over a little bit of information here. Let me get past Ashlee Banfield and let's let this guy kind of talk, and he'll kind of fill us in right here. And
has not declared that this is a murder. They haven't said that she was killed. Her body was found. She was found dead. We don't know what exactly she died of, and the coroner has not released any details about the cause of death yet.
Then just, speaking of this surveillance video and the patterns of who walked into that room and when, and who walked out of that room, do we know if Anna died in that room?
So that's what we can surmise, because what we've learned, and my colleague Ben Ashford on my team at Daily Mail has done some fantastic reporting on this. He got from sources close to the family and a source who has been briefed on the investigation that there is CCTV footage that it shows Anna going back into that room and never coming out again. And then her body was discovered. So we can deduce from that she died in that room. We've got the biological brother and then the stepbrother coming into the room. But there is also another very disturbing allegation. I want to stress it's just an allegation at this point. But again, from that ex-boyfriend, he was speaking after the memorial service that was held this evening in Titusville, Florida, her hometown. And he was saying that he had spoken to the younger brother, the biological brother, after all this had happened. And what that 14-year-old had told him was that he had heard shouting, screaming, what sounded like furniture being thrown around. He tried to get back into the room, and the stepbrother blocked his way and told him to leave. So that's an extra development here that kind of adds a nuance to this, that there was perhaps some conflict going on there. But again, this has not been verified, and this is just the ex-boyfriend saying what he was told, allegedly, by the younger biological brother.
So that's going to be all that we're going to bring up about that for right now. There is, obviously this is why we don't understand what's going on. This case has kind of been a little, interesting to say the least. It's had a lot of twists and turns to it. So I can understand why people are, tuning in. And this is a blended family. And I got to think that this family's destroyed. I have to think that the father of this girl probably could never look at his wife again, knowing that it was her son that did this. I mean, I don't know how these things, work and how something like this is handled, but it sounds to me like this whole entire family has just been ruined. I don't see any good. Obviously, no good would ever come out of a case like this, but even just for the future of that family unit itself after this is just, to me, she was pregnant and due this past week is what I heard. Who? The mom? That crawl space looks like a room, not normal crawl space. Well, some crawl spaces are larger than others. Because, see, I'm from a construction background. My dad was a master electrician, and I was one of those. I rode on my dad's truck. I was 2 years old. My dad took me to jobs with him when I was a toddler. Okay, that's how our life was. It was too damn expensive for me to be in daycare, even back in the 80s, it was too damn expensive for my parents to put me in daycare. So my dad, if he could, he would take me to work with him. And so I grew up in the construction field, and, I've been into many, many houses. There's been times, my dad was thankful I was with him, because there was places under crawl spaces he couldn't get to very easily that he could send me in, to do things for him that he couldn't do himself, because I was a tiny little thing, right? But I've been through a lot of different types of houses, a lot of wood frame houses, a lot of concrete block houses. The one things that I have not really been in the state of Florida or have experiences is basements. We don't have basements here in Florida. We don't have, we have tornadoes and stuff, but not like what you get out there in like Oklahoma and stuff like that. So we don't have basements here. So but as far as crawl spaces, we have a lot of crawl spaces, okay? And our crawl spaces here, there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, typically they come from, you have them both ways, attached and unattached. Some crawl spaces are on the outside of the house. Some crawl spaces are under the house. Some crawl spaces are over the house. So they're like through the attic. You don't really have access to your attic from inside your home, but you might have a hole that has a latch and stuff on it from the outside that you put a ladder up and stuff like that. And it's the same with the bottoms, crawl spaces on the bottom of the home. But some of those crawl spaces feed into the home. Some of them feed into a closet in the middle of the house. Some of them feed into a closet in the master bedroom. Some of them feed into a secondary bedroom closet. But, they either feed into the house or they do not feed into the house, and they are closed crawl spaces. Therefore, storage, they're additional storage for you. I've had crawl spaces. I've climbed through crawl spaces. If we can find out whether or not that crawl space has inside access, I think we will solve a significant issue in this case. So if we do have somebody that is in the area that knows how to pull, records, public records, these would be official records. These are land records. These will be the original building permits. When you build a home, you've got to bring in blueprints, and those blueprints have to be accepted by that county, and they has to be in an approval process. And you have your initial site plans, you have your building plans, and different phases that you go through. In those blueprints, it shows the where all the wood beams are. It shows the full actual construction of the home. Another page has your plumbing blueprints on it, where all your plumbing goes into the house. The other page may have your electrical components, which is the stuff that my dad would bid. His price based on would be the blueprints that were related to the electrical side of the blueprints. So those permits, those blueprints are really what you want to look at. If you can go to the county record and get to the land records, we just need to find out. You don't even need to buy it. You just need to look at it and find out whether or not there's interior access to that crawl space or not. But if there is no interior access, then it probably isn't a path forward. If there is interior access to that crawl space, then now we know why just all of the sudden these flashlights just appear in the middle of their yard on the side of their house. It's because that is where that door exits out to. Okay, and that is the crawl space. If there's access inside that home, then they probably use that crawl space. And I hope that they send cadaver dogs, just like was said, into that crawl space. So, all right, guys, I appreciate your time this morning. I know we've been getting kicked off early in the mornings, and I've really been enjoying it. I woke up a little late, but that's because I was up. I went to sleep early. I woke up, and then, of course, Chris McDonough, the lab, Justin were all on, and then I was listening to their conversation. What a great conversation. they had with Chris McDonough. Just great show, just all around great show. If you guys didn't get a chance to go see it, it was Josh the Lab, After Dark, the After Dark account. Really good stuff. So get over there, check that out. We'll be talking about that in another day or two as we go over Chris McDonough's, interview with Hunter, and just try to start bringing us all back to the way things were when Summer disappeared, and learning about the Summer Wells case. It does sound like this case is heating up. It's heating up with people that would have been known to the Wells family, and it's areas that would have been known to the Wells family. So we've always believed that the mom and the dad knew more than what they were saying. They have gone radio silent. They don't want to speak to anybody. It took me years before I was able to even have an eyeball-to-eyeball conversation with Don Wells. And so I've looked at them. I looked at Candace, and Candace, when I looked at her, she was trembling. When we were at that job site, she was trembling. She knew we knew. I looked her eyeball to eyeball and told her I knew. And she was trembling. We caught her on tape, just her hand just a shaking, right? So I know what I believe happened. I know that day when she had to look at us, she was terrified because she knew we knew. She knew we knew. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about whether they have responsibility or culpability about their child. I looked her eyeball to eyeball. I know she does. I know she does. So we're just waiting to be vindicated, because we're going to take those trash channels the rest of the way out, right? They're the ones wanting to support these bad actors, these pieces of shit that I can't. We're going to go down this road. And when we go down this road, we're going to take the buses. We're going to run over these mother lovers. Because what they did, supporting this family that did this horrible thing to this beautiful little girl. I've got nothing but piss and vinegar for those hate channels. Nothing but piss and vinegar. I can't wait until this case is closed. I really can't. Because there needs to be a reckoning happening with those asshats. Absolutely, without a doubt. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, kind to one another. She heard the outro. Let's say hi to everybody. Come here, boo-boo. Come. Say hi. Say hi, and then we'll go out. Say hi. Yeah, let's not stick the tongue down my throat. There she is. This is our crime-fighting dog. This is Delilah. If you guys haven't ever met her, this is my baby. She's the sweetest dog ever born in the entire world. She's my baby. Me and her are attached at the hip. She's a little more needy than she ever was. I took her to a place where she wasn't familiar with the people very well. She's seen the people once before, but she still wasn't really warm. And she stayed by my side, and she was whimpering. She thought the people were crazy, which in part they kind of were. They're itty bitty crazy. I'm just joking. Aw. All right, guys. So we're at the end of the show. Thank you. New picture of Teddington. Oh, yes. You guys know what time it is. I'm not saying it because it's not 11 yet. We got Emily and Glenn first. I got to fill up my coffee cup and go over there and say good morning. And then we'll make it. Actually, I'll take her out back because it's already 10:30. I'll take her out back, and then we'll roll through the house, and then we'll go see the friends. So anyways, guys, we'll be back here 2 hours. We're coming back to have a discussion. You know what, back in the day when we first started out the Bullhorn Betty channel, we had a panel show. We were a panel show. We had people, we dropped links, and people came up and talked about, Summer Wells or the topic of the day. And we're going to start getting back to that. I feel like we really did have a fun time with that. And then we kind of got off base with the hate channels, and we never really got back to it. And I come up here every day and I put on a show for you and go over a lot of new information, but every now and again, I want to hear from my audience, and I want to hear from, what you guys have going on in your world. And even if it's not necessarily about the case, we used to, hang out, and we haven't hung out in like 2 years or more. Just hang out and shoot the shit. I miss those days. It's been so long since we had just a hangout day that, I forget what it's like. I can't remember the last time we had a panel show where people just got up here and talked over people. I can't remember the last time we had that, and, these cases are kind of getting a little cray-cray, We got Ashlee Buzzard. We got Sebastian Rogers. Summer Wells is heating up. We have like so much stuff that we could be talking about and brainstorming and giving new perspectives and like making people like light bulbs go off of people's heads. And here I am up here just kind of saying, hey. I do like kind of, I'd like my peeps. This would be a great opportunity for some of the smaller channels. All right, the people that are content creators on the smaller channels that want to come up here and talk about a particular crime. I know we got the true crime junkie in here. We've got grave crime with Grace in here. We've got a lot of people in here that would like to jump up on the panel and talk about a specific case. They might even have a case that they're covering that nobody else is covering, that they want just a few eyeballs on it. So I think we're gonna do true crime homies hangout. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. I think that would be really fun, and we could just kind of hang out. We can only do about 10 people on a panel at once. I'd have to do like StreamYard, so we'll have like the StreamYard logo on it. But for us just to kind of hang out and get up here on the panel and shoot the shit, why not? So I'm not sure when we're going to roll that out. We're not going to do it this week because this week's almost over, but I'm thinking over the next week. I think sometime next week, maybe on a Wednesday or a Friday, we'll do a panel show and see how everybody's rolling, and I'll let you guys know by Sunday, between now and Sunday, what day I've chosen. I think I'm going to do a Wednesday evening. I think Wednesday evening would be fun. Or we can do a Friday. Friday evening, everybody's a little wild, I'm not sure if I want to let my channel go to you wild ones on a Friday night. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe Wednesday. Maybe we'll dip our toe in the sand or in the water, so to speak. Maybe we'll do it on Wednesday just to do a dry run, because it's going to be our first time doing on this OBS. It's going to be our first time trying to run a panel on OBS. I've never done that before. I know it's got to be a browser feature or something like that I've got to do, but we'll have to make sure that we're not echoing, and we'll have to go through some best practice, because I won't know what I'm doing until I get in there, and I've got nobody to test run the system on until we're live. So it's going to be one of those things where we got to test run the system while we're live to make sure everything's working well. So we'll do that. I think Wednesday, and once we have that set up on Wednesday, I think it'll be kind of cool. I think it will be kind of cool. So anyways, I'll get the thumbnail and we'll get it advertised so you guys don't miss it. And you guys have a great day. We'll be back in a couple hours. I'm not sure what our topic will be, but I may just go with some breaking news. We haven't touched standard breaking news, what's going on around the world right now. We're still kind of in all of our main cases. So I'll see if there's any major developments in any of the major cases that we've been covering. And if there's no major developments, maybe we'll just do a show on all the breaking news around the country. We do that once in a while. We also have got to get over to the crime stories. I've got to go through my content. I think I'm going to start off with a serial killer. John Long is from my area, is from the state of Florida, and it wouldn't be too hard to, I've already got some content that I recorded years ago, and I don't think it'll be too hard to kind of do a mini doc for that on the crime story side. So we'll be dropping, I'll be dropping something. I'm not sure exactly what on the crime story side. So if you guys have not signed up to the crime stories, Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories, please get over there. Lastly, my goal for the first 3 months of the year, my New Year's resolution, which you guys know I don't like New Year's resolutions, I like goals, is going to be to get the website up and going. I would like to build a chat in the website where you guys have a place to go hang out during the day and chat amongst yourselves. That isn't, that it's public, but not public like this. But you guys can have a chat room where you guys can hang out throughout the day and just shoot the breeze. And if you guys want to watch content, it's going to be, I'm not sure how I'm going to be developing the website just yet, but I've been needing to do it for years, and I put it off. I think now is a great time. Oh yeah, he's a serial killer. You should look him up. Veronica. John Long from Florida. Or Robert Long. Why did I say John? Did I say John Long? Robert Long. I don't know what I'm thinking. Robert Long. Let me pull him up here. Bobby Joe Long. There he is, right there, Bobby Joe Long. This guy right here, he was an American serial killer artist during an 8-month from 1984. He essayed and murdered at least 10 women in the Tampa Bay area, Florida. At trial, he was sentenced to death for one of them and life for 7 others. So that is, you guys can't even see him. Hold on, let me move this over here. This is him right here. That's him right there. So that's who I'm referring to. He's just right over the bridge there, Tampa, Florida. We also have another one. Maybe that's why I got the John. I can't remember the other one. We got another one that's over in Pasco County that I did too. And he had literally like 20 bodies dug up from his yard. And his family still owns the property. It's freaking crazy. I'm telling you, Florida, we used to be a little creepy. Like, we got some serial killers out the bootay, okay, in the state of Florida. So I'm thinking, a couple side projects might get us out of the house and out there in the field for a little bit. It's just right over the bridge. Like I said, I started those cases with Jonathan. I'm going to go back and re-record them because I've never produced those, and now I've got all these interviews with Jonathan, and I want nothing to do with the man anymore. I mean, to be honest with you, he turned into like a liberal dipshit, so I want nothing to do with him. He's just not my kind of guy. And I'm way too cool for that kind of crew. I'm just too cool. I'm too cool. I need to stop. I need to get out of the house. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.